Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to read the first three abilities of the monk, paladin, and priest/priestess. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, beginning with the monk right here. And his first level ability is multi-attack. Beginning at first level, whenever the monk makes an attack, it makes 2 instead of 1. Additionally, at 8th level, this increases to 3, and at 15th level, this increases to 4. And then second level, mana awareness. Beginning at second level, for the cost of 1 combat point and 10 mana points, for a number of minutes equal to your ham, you can detect hidden/invisible creatures, concealed objects, traps, or supernatural phenomena within a 30-foot radius. Additionally, you cannot be surprised by anything you are aware of. In addition, you can see the true form of transformed creatures. And number 3 is basic mana strikes. Beginning at 3rd level, all of your unarmed attacks now deal magic or otherworldly damage. Additionally, all of your unarmed attacks now deal an additional 10 or 1d10. In addition, at 6th level, this additional damage is increased to 20 or 2d10. At 12th level, this additional damage is increased to 30 or 3d10. At 18th level, this additional damage is increased to 40 or 4d10, and at 20th level, this additional damage is increased to 50 or 5d10. Next is the Paladin, which is one of my favorite classes I've ever made, and probably the most unique Paladin in any game, at least in the tabletop world. So let's begin. Level 1, Champion of Neutrality. Beginning at first level, you have been chosen to be the champion of both a god and a devil for the greater good of the cosmos, granting you the following 3 holy benefits and the following 3 unholy benefits. First, holy. All of your attacks deal an additional 12 or 1d12 magical holy damage. Second, holy. At the beginning of each 24 hours, you gain a healing dice pool of 10d12. For the cost of 1 combat point, you can touch 1 creature and heal that creature for an amount rolled on a chosen amount of dice from this healing pool. Third, holy. You gain immunity to unholy damage. First, unholy. All of your attacks deal an additional 12 or 1d12 magical unholy damage. Second, unholy. Whenever you heal a creature, including yourself, a hostile creature of your choice that is within a 30-foot radius of the healed creature takes an amount of magical unholy damage equal to half the amount of that the creature was healed for. And third, unholy. You gain immunity to holy damage. Next is Aura of Neutrality. Beginning at 2nd level, for the cost of 1 combat point and 10 mana points, you surround yourself in a half holy, half unholy aura out to a 30-foot radius for a number of minutes equal to your ham. While this aura is active, you gain the following benefits. Whenever an ally within this affected radius takes damage, you can reduce the damage by 24 or 2d12 before the attacker immediately takes 24 or 2d12 magical holy plus 1d12 or 24 or 1d12 magical holy plus 1d12 magical unholy. Additionally, if the attacking creature dies from this damage, then you and the protected ally regain an amount of health points equal to the damage prevented. In addition, at 10th level, the this damage reduction is increased to 48 or 4d12, and the damage reflected back is increased to 48 or 2d12 magical holy plus 2d12 magical unholy. At 15th level, the reduction is increased to 72 or 68, and the damage is increased to 72 or 3 or not 68, sorry, 60-12, and the damage is increased to 72 or 3d12 magical holy plus 3d12 magical unholy. And at 20th level, the reduction is increased to 120 or 10d12, and the damage is increased to 120 or 5d12 magical holy and 5d12 magical unholy. And then the next ability is Armor of Neutrality. Buckle up for this one, guys. Go ahead and get a drink, whatever, and then get ready and sit down. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. Alright. So, Armor of Neutrality, beginning at 3rd level, you can manifest or unmanifest the following armor set at will for a number of minutes equal to half your ham. Additionally, at 10th level, this time limit is increased to a number of minutes equal to your ham. In addition, at 15th level, this time is increased to a number of minutes equal to double your ham. And at 20th level, this time limit is increased to unlimited. Aura Set of Neutrality. This item set consists of 12 items. You gain all of the following benefits or natural features, abilities based on the number of these items that you are currently wielding / carrying. If you have 2 out of 12, then you gain immunity to the flying condition. If you have 4 out of 12, you gain immunity to the burn condition. If you have 6 out of 12, you gain immunity to all light and dark damage. If you have 8 out of 12, you gain immunity to all lightning and fire damage. If you have 10 out of 12, you gain immunity to all poison damage and both the poison and diseased conditions. And all 12 of them, you gain immunity to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, and you gain immunity to the paralyzed and petrified conditions. And then the items within the set are Eye of Neutrality. While this armor is active, this eye grants you all special senses out to a 30-foot radius. Additionally, while this armor is active, this eye grants you a +5 to all reflex saves against danger. In addition, while this armor is active, the eye grants you the ability to there it is. Sorry about that. I lost my spot. To slightly see into the future, granting you 3 additional combat points that can only be used to dodge out of the way from attacks by teleporting up to 300 feet from wherever you were. Helm of Neutrality. When this armor is active, this half halo one-horned helm grants you a damage threshold equal to 12 plus ham plus total character level. The damage threshold stacks with any other damage threshold you may possess. Additionally, while this armor is active, the half halo one-horned helm grants you immunity to both the charmed and frightened conditions. In addition, while the armor is active, the crown or the helm grants you immunity to all psychological damage and mind-altering effects, abilities, spells, etc. Amulet of Neutrality. While the armor is active, the amulet grants you a number of temporary health points equal to 50 plus ham plus total character level. Additionally, while active, the amulet grants you the following ability whenever these temporary health points are reduced by any amount, either yourself or an ally, your choice that's within 30-foot radius of you regains an amount of health points equal to the amount of temporary health points that were depleted. In addition, while the armor is active, whenever these health point or temporary health points are reduced by an amount, all hostile creatures within a 30-foot radius take an amount of magical otherworldly damage equal to the amount of temporary health points that were depleted. And then next is Shoulders of Neutrality. While active, the shoulders grant you the following ability. Whenever you are attacked by either an unarmed or melee attack, you take half damage, and the attacking creature takes the other half, as if it was reflected back at them. Additionally, while active, the shoulders grant you a +2 to your armor / ADR. In addition, while active, the shoulders grant you a +2 to your strength score. Breastplate of Neutrality. While active, the breastplate grants you a base armor / ADR of 20 plus dexterity modifier plus deflection. Additionally, while active, the breastplate grants you 1 holy and 1 unholy wing, granting you a flying / floating speed equal to double your highest movement speed. In addition, while active, you are granted the following unholy the breastplate grants you the following unholy ability for the cost of 3 combat points and 50 mana points. You can unleash a half holy, half unholy beam of magic and a 20-foot cone. All hostile creatures within this affected radius take 120 or 5d12 magical holy plus 5d12 magical unholy damage before its health point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the damage dealt in this way for the next 24 hours. Undershirt of Neutrality. While active, the undershirt grants you a +2 to all fortitude saves against danger, a +2 to strength score, and +2 to deflection. And then Gauntlets. While active, the Gauntlets grant you the following neutral ability. Whenever you make a successful attack against a creature that's within 30 feet of you, then you can make that creature become both grappled and restrained by half holy, half unholy magic until it spends 3 combat points to become unaffected. Additionally, while active, the gauntlets grant you the following holy ability. For the cost of 1 combat point and 50 mana points, you can touch 1 creature, including yourself, and have that creature regain 50 health points. In addition, while the armor is active, these gauntlets grant you the following unholy ability. For the cost of 3 combat points, 50 mana points, you can touch 1 creature and reduce its strength score by 5. Next is Left Sword of Neutrality. This sword is a +5 magic weapon. While wielding this sword, you gain a +5 to all damage and rolls that you make, 24 or 2d12 magical holy damage. This sword glows in bright holy light out to a 60-foot radius around itself. Any ally within this radius gains immunity to all light damage and the blind condition. Any hostile creature within this affected radius takes 24 or 2d12 magical holy damage per turn it remains within this affected radius. Additionally, all natural darkness within this affected radius is automatically depleted unless chosen not to be by you. In addition, any unnatural darkness within this affected radius is automatically dissipated unless chosen not to be by you. And then, any unnatural darkness, so natural and natural. So magical and non-magical darkness is both affected. And then Right Sword of Neutrality. This sword's a +5 magic weapon. While wielding the sword, you gain a +5 to all damage and rolls made with it. 24 or 2d12 magical unholy damage. This sword glows in a dim unholy light out to a 30-foot radius around itself. All allies within this affected radius gain immunity to all dark damage in the frightened condition. Any hostile creature within this affected radius takes 24 or 2d12 magical unholy damage per turn it remains within this affected radius. Additionally, all natural light within this affected radius is automatically dissipated unless chosen not to be by you. In addition, any unnatural light within this affected radius is automatically dissipated unless chosen not to be by you. And then next is the leg plates and boots of neutrality. While this is active, the leg plates and boots grant you the following ability. You can walk on walls, ceilings, water, lava, etc. without taking penalties. Additionally, while this is active, these leg plates and boots grant you a +30 to all of your movement speed types. And your movement cannot be reduced, restricted, or restrained in any way. Left ring of neutrality. While active, this holy ring grants you an aura around yourself out to a 40-foot radius. Additionally, while active, all allies within this affected radius take half the amount of damage as usual. In addition, while this aura is active, all allies within this affected radius gain a +3 to their will saves against danger. Right ring of neutrality. While this is active, this unholy ring grants you an aura around yourself out to a 20-foot radius. Additionally, while this aura is active, all enemies within this affected radius take double the amount of damage as usual. In addition, while this aura is active, all enemies within this affected radius get a -3 to their will saves against danger. And I believe, let's see, we did the monk and the paladin. So next is the priest and priestess's first 3 abilities. Yes, all of that last one was just its 3rd level ability because it gets a whole armor set. And so we've got the priest/priestess right here, and they get at 1st level Divine Light Aura. Beginning at 1st level, for the cost of 1 combat point and 10 mana points, you summon or you surround yourself in an aura made of divine light out to a 20-foot radius for a number of minutes equal to your ham. While this aura is active, you gain the following 3 benefits. 1. Immunity to all dark damage and the frightened condition. Additionally, you shed bright light in this affected radius. In addition, any natural darkness is automatically dissipated. 2. All of your attacks deal an additional 8 or 1d4 magical divine plus 1d4 magical light damage. Additionally, at 5th level, this additional damage is increased to 16 or 2d4 magical divine plus 2d4 magical light. At 10th level, the damage is increased to 24 or 3d4 magical divine and 3d4 magical light. At 15th level, the damage is increased to 32 or 4d4 magical divine and 4d4 magical light. And at 20th level, the damage is increased to 40 or 5d4 magical divine and 5d4 magical light. And then 3rd, at the beginning of each of your turns, you regain an amount of health points equal to 8 plus ham plus total character level. And then next is Divine Darkness Aura. Beginning at second level for the cost 1 combat point and 10 mana points, you surround yourself in an aura made of divine darkness out to a 20-foot radius for a number of minutes equal to your hand. While this aura is active, you gain the following 3 benefits. 1. Immunity to all light damage and the charmed condition. Additionally, you shed darkness in this affected radius. In addition, any natural light is automatically dissipated. 2. All of your attacks deal an additional 8 or 1d4 magical divine plus 1d4 magical dark damage. And that's the same except it's dark damage instead of light, and it goes all the way up to 40 as well for plus 5 5d4 magical divine and 5d4 magical darkness. And then the third is at the beginning of each of your turns, all hostile creatures within this affected radius take an amount of damage, magical supernatural damage equal to 8 plus ham plus total character level. And then the last ability for today's video is Divine Healing Touch. Beginning at 3rd level for the cost of 1 combat point and 10 mana points, you can touch one creature, healing that creature for 8 or 2d4 health points. At 5th level, the healing is increased to 16 or 44. At 10th level, it's increased to 24 or 64. At 15th level, it's increased to 32 or 8d4. And at 20th level, it's increased to 40 or 10d4. Thank you all. Like, subscribe, and join us next time as we read the first 3 abilities for the Ranger, the Rogue, and the Sorcerer.